A Jewish man was killed while two sides rallied over the Israel-Hamas conflict. We'll go to the scene of the protests.
A proposed USC research center on LA's east side has residents worried about the future of their community.
And abortion rights is on the ballot this election day. We'll show you where voters are having their say.
Annenberg TV News is next.
In state news, a Jewish man has died after competing protests that involve pro-Israelis and pro-Palestinians. Hi, I'm Aiden Williams.
And I'm Cheyenne Dixon. An autopsy showed the 69-year-old man suffered head trauma and his death is being investigated as a homicide.
Then all of a sudden, I see a punch. The reason I know that I could see the punch was because it was the white megaphone flying through the air.
A memorial was held today in Thousand Oaks for Paul Kessler, a Jewish man who died during an altercation with a pro-Palestinian protester. Police are still investigating whether or not the incident is a hate crime.
I thought I was going to be the only one here, but seeing people out here and supporting, every single person here, seeing people just uplifts a little bit more and makes us feel like, okay, maybe, maybe there is still a sense of humanity out in the world.
The community showed support today for Kessler as people spoke and flowers were placed in the area where Kessler was killed. Ventura County officials are expected to share more detail about their investigation as they become available.
East L.A. residents took to the streets over the weekend to protest USC's expansion of the health sciences campus. For many in Boyle Heights, this appears to be another case of gentrification and displacement. Demonstrators marched last week to protest a proposed $200,000 research and laboratory space. Protesters are worried about the university's expansion will price out local residents. A lead community organizer says one of the issues is that the university does not include the community input or businesses in its plans. USC says the research center will double the university's research in the next decade and expand the ability to address health disparities and provide advances for patients. USC Keck's vice dean says the new building is part of the university's commitment to serving local communities.
USC is making a huge investment in this for the benefits of our community. If there is some trade-offs, I guess the people in the community need to decide where they come down on either side of those things. But it's certainly not our intention to take anybody's homes away. It's not our intention to make anybody's life worse. We are doing this from, those of us that come to work every day thinking about how to do research for better health.
The City Planning Commission is addressing USC's conditional use permit in its December 7th meeting.
The National Labor Relations Board is moving forward with a complaint against USC's, the NCAA, and the Pac-12 Conference. The complaint alleges they have misclassified college athletes as student athletes and not employees. The three sports being targeted in the case are men's basketball, women's basketball, and football, but it could have implications for all college sports. The complaint alleges that USC, the Pac-12, and NCAA are joint employers of the athletes because they have control over the students' working conditions.
I feel like if we were to be deemed an employee, I feel like it wouldn't change our viewpoint and what our role is here and what we're trying to accomplish here. Because at the end of the day right now, theoretically, we kind of are employees in terms of us I guess not my sport in particular, but a lot of football, basketball, some other sports are creating a ton of revenue for the university. But I don't think, even if we were deemed as employees, I don't think it would change the connotation of what we're doing.
If athletes are viewed as employees, they would be able to organize and bargain against schools for workplace protection and a large share of revenue generated by college sports. Testimony is expected to begin in mid-December.
In national politics, polls are closed and votes are being counted in Ohio. On the ballot, protecting states' abortion rights. One voter in Ohio has concerns about what led up to today's election.
What little I've seen is a plethora of commercials on TV. Some of the commercials will literally say things that are untrue. And the flip side is if you hadn't seen the commercials, you wouldn't know which side you were on, because the wording on some of these things is really difficult to understand.
If the amendment passes, it would enshrine abortion rights in Ohio State's Constitution, protecting abortion from future state bans. Abortion rights are also playing a key role in other state elections, including Virginia, where the governor has been working to dispel supposed misconceptions about Republican candidates' views on abortion.
We wanted to be incredibly clear on the bill that we would progress, the only bill that we would progress, that's to protect life at 15 weeks, and to call it a ban is such a mistruth and disinformation, and they should all be ashamed of what they've said over this campaign, because none of it has been true, and all they've been trying to do is scare voters, as opposed to chart a path to the future where Virginia will be the best place to live, work, and raise a family.
The outcome of Ohio's abortion amendment will serve as a strong indicator of voters' views on abortion rights heading into the 2024 presidential elections. Tomorrow night, 5 Republican presidential candidates will be back on the Miami stage for another debate. Once again, the former president will not be there. Reporter Michael Mellinger joins us from the newsroom with more. Michael, we don't have a president here, but how's it going to turn out?
Aiden, that's absolutely right. One former Washington insider telling me today Donald Trump is unlikely to feel as if he needs to show up to debate. The former president is hosting his own rally in South Florida, while those 5 candidates take to the debate stage. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, businessmen Vivek Ramaswamy, Senator Tim Scott, and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie will all take the stage tomorrow. That's down from the 7 who appeared in the Simi Valley during the previous debate. And also talking with me earlier today was Matt Terrell, managing partner at Firehouse Strategies and a former Republican strategist.
It is now a different race in terms of where we were just a few weeks and months ago. I suspect you're going to see the candidates recognize that, and you're going to see, I suspect, in the debate stage, these candidates drawing contrasts. I would say, look, it's one thing to draw contrasts among themselves, but really who they got to be drawing contrast with is former President Trump. He's got a very wide lead in this race.
And new tonight, CNN releasing a poll showing the former president leading President Biden in a potential rematch by 4 percentage points, 49% to 45%. And look, despite his absence, the former president clearly front of mind as we head into this third debate. The debate beginning tomorrow in Miami at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on NBC. Back to you, Cheyenne.
Thanks, Michael. California car owners have a new reason to be concerned. A ranking of states with the highest car theft rates has the Golden State near the top of the list. Topping the list is Colorado, followed by District of Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and New Mexico. California comes at number 6. Last year, there were over 200,000 car thefts in California, with the largest number in L.A. County. USC students are all too familiar with this problem.
So I had it in a storage facility over the summer, and it was supposed to be secure and locked up, but someone broke in and they smashed the 2 right windows to my car.
I was told from the DPS officer that responded to the case that this was actually pretty common and it had happened a lot, and it seemed kind of like it wasn't the biggest deal in the world. I didn't have an air tag in my car before, so now I have that, and at any time that I park somewhere that I'm kind of unfamiliar with the area, I am continuously checking my phone to see that it's still there. I've definitely become way more paranoid.
LAPD and the California Highway Patrol recommends car owners park in well-lit areas at night, never leave their keys in the car, and use anti-theft devices such as AirTags and steering wheel locks.
Today was the grand reopening of the Hollywood YMCA. Stay tuned to find out what special guests attended.
Get ready for liftoff. 2 rocket monitors went vertical today as they reached their final destination.
It's getting hot for LA food truck workers. A UCLA study explains why working conditions are unsafe and what needs to be done.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? ¿LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo, we have it all.
Dímelo, we have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
Ready for blast off? The California Science Center this morning lifted 2 solid rocket boosters into their final position. The rocket boosters were lifted into place by a 450 feet tall crane. Their placement serves as the first step for displaying the Space Shuttle Endeavors as the centerpiece for the future Samuel Oschin Air and Space Center.
It's been about 13 years since I last saw a solid rocket booster standing in the vertical, standing straight up. Once Endeavour and the whole stack is in place, it's going to be the only place in the world that you can see a space shuttle in the launch configuration, the way it was when I, back in 2008, climbed into it for the first time for my first launch.
Showing people the instruments that we use to study and explore space, hopefully they'll get involved in it. They'll realize it's not a bridge too far. They can get in the game. They can play if they choose to. So that's the idea. It's an invitation to come involved in the exploration of our universe.
The California Science Center expects the entire placement of the rocket to be completed by next February.
The Hollywood YMCA is back in business after 3 years and an $8 million makeover.
1, 2, and 3.
The YMCA has new workout machines, a basketball court, and remodeled lockers for men, women, and children. Staff are hoping the renovation will attract new members. Actor Tim Allen, known for the hit show Home Improvement, is excited about the new and improved Hollywood Y.
I think it's been a great staple, and it's been kind of an anchor for anybody who wants to, work out and just have a great, safe place to be in Hollywood. Really a great place where you can thrive. And so to have it back open again is just really exciting. It made me happy when I saw that first Instagram post of like, hey, we're back. It's something I've been waiting for years.
I've been coming to the YMCA since I moved for home improvement. This is where I did my gym, met some great people that supported it. The first big endowment they had to do was many, many years ago.
The Hollywood YMCA renovation also includes additional parking across the street under the Hollywood Inspire apartments.
Some LA food trucks are struggling with high temperatures behind the grill, but health code regulations make it difficult for workers to keep cool. The temperatures in food trucks can reach up to 100 degrees, according to a UCLA study. Food truck workers are at higher risk of suffering health conditions such as nosebleeds, headaches, dizziness, and dehydration. But food truck owners say they are following health inspectors' requirements.
Most of these trucks are equipped with fans in the rear over the fires, and that will help get some of the heat out. It does get very hot in there. If it's 100 degrees out in the day, inside the kitchen expect it to be about 50 degrees more. So you know what they say, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
UCLA researchers say food trucks have offered income for owners and workers, many of whom are immigrants. They are also exposed consumers to quality and authentic food.
They're serving as a great way to get food for a lot of people across the city. Just seeing a little bit more representation for food trucks and a lot more clarity on the rules that they can follow to promote food safety, but also safety for the workers.
UCLA researchers recommend LA County take a health codes for trucks to ensure better airflow on vehicles without compromising food safety. Safira, what is happening today on Startline?
Thanks, Cheyenne. I have to say, business is booming. Welcome back to Startline. Now, the only thing more impressive than making a film is starting a production company. But that's exactly what sophomores Harlow Schumann and Christoph Merriam are doing. Now, what was once an idea morphed into a company when Schumann realized he wanted to create a more collaborative space for creators. After meeting Merriam on set last year, the pair quickly hit it off as friends and became co-founders of Farlight Film Productions.
We're trying to create a platform where people can take their skills and talents that they've been utilizing in student films and often doing a lot of the labor for free. We're trying to get to the point where we can start paying people what they really deserve.
We don't want all our films to be a serious tone, but we want them all to say something. So even if it's humorous, we want there to be like an underlying thing, maybe the environment or like a social cause. That's where we believe that the most important stories come from.
You can check out Farlight Film Productions on Instagram, which is at Farlight Film Productions. And if you want to get involved, they encourage you to reach out through DMs for more information. So for those interested in film, you're in luck. Farlight Film Productions might be your start line too. That's all from me. Let's go to Eric for forecast.
Thanks, Sophia. I know I love watching movies, so I'll definitely check out that student film production. As always, I love your segment, Start Line. But good evening, everyone. My name is Eric. I'm filling in for Marin today to bring you your weather forecast. Now, let's take a look at the current conditions. If you see right now, we're currently sitting at 68 degrees, and although the weather icon says it's sunny outside, with daylight savings, you might have noticed the sun's already gone, so you might want to pop out a jacket because it's probably getting a little bit chilly. And now, let's take a look at the 5-day weather forecast. As you can see, Wednesdays and Thursdays are going to have kind of similar temperatures. We're going to stay in the high 77s and the lows will be in the low 50s. And then for Friday, well, Friday is going to be our only outlier for the usual classic sunny Southern California weather. It's going to be partly cloudy skies. We're going to be in the mid 70s and the low 50s. And if you're looking for things to do on Thursday and Friday, well, I got news for you. We have 2 home basketball games, so there you go. You have your plans ready. And then as we go into Veterans Day weekend, we're going to slowly start creeping up on the temperatures. You're going to see Saturday, high of 78, low of 54. And then Sunday, then it's going to be our first crack into the 80s. So definitely sure-wearing weather. And now, let's pass it over to Kern and Joey for sports.
Men's basketball won its first game of the season yesterday. We'll show you how they did it. 2 USC freshmen showed up in big ways in their team's wins last night. And with Alex Grinch gone, who's going to be USC's new defensive coordinator? All this and more up next on ATVN Sports.
Bonjour, je suis le grand musicien.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking, and no, these children aren't French, they're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the Parent's Guide and Answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. And the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max, I guess. Obviously, that sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck.
Hubba Max. A whole new kind of bubble. Hey!
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Joey Elbaum, filling in for Justin White tonight.
And I'm Kern Rastogi. USC men's basketball claimed its first win of the season against Kansas State, 82-69. The game was close early until USC went on a 13-2 run, building a lead they never surrendered. Boogie Ellis led the game with 24 points, and without Vincent Iwuchukwu, Kansas State dominated the boards, grabbing 23 offensive rebounds. Bronny James was also out, but LeBron gave some encouraging news about his son's status after the game yesterday.
Things are going in the right direction with Bronny's progress. We have a big moment at the end of this month to see if we can continue to go forward. If he's cleared, then will be not too long away from him being back on the floor.
So, Joey, it was a great game for the Trojans, but what did we learn about the team last night?
Yeah, I mean, I think that biggest thing is that this USC backcourt might be one of the best in all of college basketball. Boogie Ellis, Isaiah Collier, Kobe Johnson, if you consider him a part of the backcourt. I mean, those three were unstoppable. Accounted for 58 of USC's 82 points in yesterday's game. I mean, if you're looking at the numbers, 23 offensive rebounds. So obviously the big guys for USC aren't contributing yet. Give some credit against Joshua Morgan there. He was out early with 2 fouls. Didn't play most of that first half. But if you clean up those big men, get some more rebounds, clean up on the offensive side too for those big men. He didn't get many rebounds on either end. That backcourt's going to carry that team though.
I mean, you mentioned it. 3 players scored 58 of 82 points. I'm looking at the rest of the players to sort of step up. We know that we have no Bronny James. There's no Vincent Iwuchukwu. So there's 4. USC played 4 guys off the bench. You really need those guys to step up, and you really need your starters right now to really carry the load until Bronny gets back, until Vince gets back, because then the team can really hit its stride.
I mean, Isaiah Collier definitely showed out in his first game. Here's what Coach Enfield had to say for him.
It's a great way to start the college basketball season, playing a quality opponent like Kansas State and good guards that we had to go against, and I thought Isaiah and Boogie did a tremendous job. Isaiah got downhill, was able to get to the rim, made some great passes, but we expect that of him, and I think he expects it of himself.
Yeah, that debut did not disappoint. Isaiah Collier, 2023's #1 recruit, he shined in Sin City, finished with 18 points on 7 for 9 shooting. He did foul out, however, with just under 5 minutes left in the game. But let's take a look at some of these plays. Here he is getting a rebound off of a loose ball, and he's driving the entire way up the court. 2 defenders on him. It doesn't matter. He finishes. Those are his first college points. It's an and 1. And right here, he's not even a part of the defensive play. Notice how he breaks out in transition. He's way out ahead of the defense. That's good for another 2 points. Oh yeah, he can shoot the mid-range too. Look how much space he creates. No one near him. That's a jumper. Swoosh. And the 3 ball is important in today's game. That's a deep one. That's NBA range. Isaiah Collier, he's ready for big time. Now, Kansas State, they scored 7 straight following Collier's foul out. I think it's safe to say Isaiah Collier will be an X factor in the success of USC basketball. Now, Curran, how about that freshman star on the women's side?
That's right, Joey. While Isaiah Collier scored 18, Juju Watkins carried the Trojans to victory. She dropped 32 points, the most a USC freshman has scored in her first game since Lisa Leslie in 1990. Not only was she scoring, but she ran the offense. Here she picks the ball up in transition, dribbles, smooth pull-up. Then she flashes her range, stepping into this comfortable 3. Now we know Collier and Watkins both had big games, but both were incredibly efficient. Collier shot 7 for 9, and Watkins 11 for 18. Both players led their teams in assists, with Collier 6 and Watkins 5, and both have won High School Player of the Year awards.
Over to the pitch, 9 Trojans have earned Pac-12 postseason awards as the soccer season wraps up. Both junior midfielder Samuel Wuho and graduate defender Kayla Duran were named to the first team. And Maribel Flores, she was given the conference's Freshman of the Year award. 4 Trojans were named to the second team, 2 to the third team, and 2 first-years received all freshman honors. Earlier this week, the Trojans drew an 8 seed in the NCAA tournament. They'll host Grand Canyon on Friday at McAllister Field for that first-round game.
And with defensive coordinator Alex Grinch gone, USC's search for a new defensive coordinator is underway. Here are some of the top candidates Riley may turn to. Jim Leonard, currently at Illinois, coached Wisconsin, who was the #1 total defense in 2021. D'Anton Lynn at UCLA has built an elite defense in his first year with the Bruins. And Tony White, he's led multiple top 25 defenses at Syracuse. So, Joey, do any of these candidates stick out to you, or do you think USC should go somewhere else?
Yeah, you said it here, the defensive coordinator from that team out west, that's D'Anton Lynn. I mean, he's a guy that has totally transformed this UCLA defense. Last year, they finished 72nd in defense. His stats, now they're 9th this season. I mean, UCLA has the first overall rushing defense in the Pac-12. USC is last. UCLA only lets up 70 rushing yards per game. And if you're looking for a guy to take from a team like UCLA, you got to take him. UCLA is also joining the Big Ten. Poach him before they join. D'Anton Lynn has experience. He played at Penn State, so he knows the Big Ten. That's the guy you need if you want to fix that defense.
Yeah, in my opinion, I also think we should be looking at the Big Ten. I think Phil Parker from Iowa, he's not technically on the market, but Lincoln Riley wasn't on the market when Mike Bowen poached him from Oklahoma. So I think USC has to look at Phil Parker for Iowa. You know, we know Iowa has consistently had some of the best defenses in the country, and the thought process has always been if they had an offense. Well, Phil Parker comes to USC, he'll certainly have an offense. So I think that is the play we need to look for.
Absolutely. Two defensive guys maybe can fix this USC defense that has been struggling. Oh yeah, and in case we forget to mention, no, USC is not in today's college football playoff top 25. No playoff chances this season. That's all for ATVN Sports. I'm Joey Elbaum.
And I'm Karan Rastogi. Sending it back to Aiden for more.
New book alert. Find out how one author used TikTok to earn a 6-figure book deal and even a movie deal.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latina voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Want quality name brand carpet for less?
Call Empire and you can get quality carpet at the lowest price guaranteed. And no payments for 1 year.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I've replaced your shoelaces with fruit by the foot.
So you did. I replaced your fingers with fruit by the foot.
Bravo. I've replaced your bones with fruit by the foot.
Indeed you have. I replaced your guitar strings with fruit by the foot.
Seems like a step backwards, but alright. I've replaced your DNA with fruit by the foot. That would be end game, my friend.
Fruit by the foot. Fruit flavored.
The author of the New York Times bestseller, Light Lark, has a movie deal and a new book out today called Nightbane. Light Lark was rejected by 16 publishers, and then she posted a pitch on TikTok that went viral.
Because of the saturation of the genre, that it would basically be impossible for me to get a book deal in young adult fantasy. And so I still wrote the book. I was able to find an agent, and then we went on submission to publishers. And 16 publishers ended up passing on Light Lark. They rejected it. I just randomly on a Friday posted a video that said, like, would you read a book about this? And it kind of pitched my novel to the internet. And it did not go viral right away. In the beginning, I had like no views. And so I was almost worried. I almost deleted it because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm proving publishing right. No one wants this book. But I kept it up. And the next day it went viral.
The author will be signing books at the Barnes & Nobles at the Grove on November 17th.
And we are introducing here at ATVN a brand new segment called Trending Tuesday, where each week we will highlight one of the biggest trends going on campus. Today, we're looking at the new best trivia game on the market, Tap Tap Live. The trivia game was created just for USC students. Every day, the game goes live at 5 p.m. sharp for users to get a chance to win a cash prize with amounts varying each day. Players are given a series of 10 multiple choice questions with a 10-second window to answer each one. If players answer incorrectly, they are automatically eliminated. There is no risk and only reward. We spoke to the Tap Tap Player of the Week, who has won over 25 times.
Yeah, I'll definitely play every day. We have a bunch of my friends in a group chat, so if any of us miss it, then we all get on each other for that.
Make sure to download Tap Tap app game today. The game takes only 5 minutes to play. You might win some money out of it, and you just might learn something as well. Now, we were playing just a few minutes ago. We sucked at it.
Yeah, we're not that good, but we recommend downloading it. You might make some money. So before we go, we'd like to wish a very happy birthday to Tom Norris, our favorite production supervisor. Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Cheyenne Dixon.
And I'm Aiden Williams. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.